Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly and I am here today with a new tutorial for country craft creations. And as you saw previously, I made this very interactive folio and I absolutely love how this came out. And it is very fun. It holds a lot of pictures, so yeah, I hope you guys like it. So for this tutorial we are going to be using some heavyweight cardstock, double-sided tape, some magnets. A lot of people ask me where I can get these magnets. You can find them at Country Craft Creations. And then of course you are gonna need your beautiful design paper. Now for this one I used the dog's tail from Echo Park, which is this beautiful, but I'm gonna actually save these for a different project, but I will show you just the basic construction. All right, so let's get started with this. I'm going to use the heavyweight cardstock and I'm going to score at 1 inch on the 11-inch side. This one measures 8.5 by 11. And then I'm going to score at 2.5. Okay, so 1, 2.5, and then I'm going to score at 8.5 and at 10. Okay, so I have this piece right here, and now we're gonna fold just along the score lines, just like this. And like that. So now we're gonna use a second sheet of paper and I'm gonna score at 5 3/4. Okay, and then I'm gonna score again at 6 3/4. Okay, so now we have this other piece, just like this. We are going to put some double-sided tape on this side here. So because this is 1 inch, I'm going to be using the 1-inch tape. You can just use the 1/2 inch tape and just maybe double it. Okay, let me reach out for my scissors here, just like that. Okay, and now I'm gonna peel off this tape, just like this. So now I'm gonna grab the second piece and I'm going to place it, I'm gonna open it up and I have the short side on my left, and I'm just gonna place this on top of my tape, just like that. Make sure it's center and even up and down, and now take off this tape. Okay, so now if we close these, we already have a piece that looks like this. So now I'm gonna cut another piece, and all I'm gonna cut this at is 6 inches. Okay, so this piece is gonna measure 6 by 8.5. So I'm just gonna go like that. And now this third piece is gonna go on the other 1-inch flap. So again, I'm gonna add my tape, just like this. And now I just press and make sure it's all the way down. Again, so I'm gonna pull just a little bit of my tape, and then I'm gonna grab the smaller piece and just place it here on the left. Okay, so now we have our very first piece here, which is the base. So what I like to do first and foremost is I'm gonna grab my magnets and I'm going to place, you can either use 1 or 2, whichever size of magnets you're using. So I'm gonna use 2 magnets, one here and one there. So I have this package open here because I do want my magnets to be really strong. Now, what the good thing about these magnets is that number one, they're really strong, and number two, they already come with the sticky tape. So I'm actually going to add the tape on these, add the magnets, I mean, on the smaller flaps. So I'm gonna put one right there and one up on the other side, on the top. Oh, this is a little bit hard to, here we go. Okay, so now I put the other magnet. Oh, my nails. Okay, so again, so I'm just gonna place it up there. And then I grab the negative sides and just place them, oops, there it went, right here. And then I'm gonna peel these two off. And so before I close this, you want to make sure that your spine on your little folio, it's perpendicular to the page. Okay, so make sure that these are standing up like this. You don't want to do this or this. Okay, so make sure these are perpendicular, and then you are going to close it. And if you have them perpendicular, the top page should align perfectly with the side edge. And then you can press your magnets and see how this is gonna stand up on its own and be perpendicular here. So then that means we have the magnets on the right place. All right, so now I'm gonna start building the inside of the folio. I'm gonna grab another sheet and cut it at 6 1/4 by 8 1/2. Okay, so just one simple cut. Okay, so 1/2 inch here. And now I'm gonna bend these along the score line, and now I'm gonna be using my smaller tape. So I'm just gonna add the tape. So I'm gonna place it here on the left. Okay, so make sure they're centered, and I'm just gonna pull down my tape. And I know the magnets are already here, but when you close it, you should still be able, your magnet should still be able to close. This is why I use 2. But if you want to be extra secure, these magnets are really strong. See that? If you want to be extra secure, you can add 2 more magnets in here. But the reason why I want the magnets here is if you only put the magnets on this top layer, this top layer is going to close, but this front layer, it's going to be loose. So yeah, so but this one is perfect. So if you, like I said, if you want another one, you could probably add one more here and here, but I don't think we need to. Okay, so now let's move on. So now I'm gonna grab another piece, and I'm going to cut this at 5 3/4 by 10. Okay, so 5 3/4 by 10. And now I'm going to score these at 1 inch and 1 1/2. Okay, so 1 inch and 1 1/2. And I'm gonna place my tape on the 1 inch. And again, you could double up your 1/2 inch score tape. And the reason why I do 1 inch instead of half is because I want a lot of support, because this page is going to be holding a lot. So I don't want it coming apart. So I'm gonna open my folio, and I'm gonna place that one on this center panel. And so I'm just gonna place this flat. So we have the 1/2 inch and then the long piece, but for now we're just gonna place this flat. And let me just peel off a bit of the tape, and we are gonna make sure that we are gonna be center here and aligned to the top of the page, just like this. Okay, so now we have this, and now that we have it place, now we can go ahead and stand up this 1/2 inch score that we have here. All right, so now I'm gonna grab a piece of my scraps here and I'm gonna cut it at 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. 3 1/4 is right here. Okay, and we are gonna score this piece at 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch again. So at 1/2 and at 1. So now I'm gonna fold along these score lines and add my tape on this last 1/2 inch, just like so. And this is gonna be the closure for this piece that we just added here. So now we're gonna open that up, and again we're gonna lay this flat, peel off our tape, and just place it right in the center. I usually just eyeball it, but you are welcome to measure it if you like. And I'm gonna remove this tape. Oops, I'll try in here. Okay, did I remove it all? Oh, no. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this tape. Not tape. Okay, there we go. Okay, and now this piece, as you can see, also has the 1/2 inch volume, and I cut it this size, that way, just as in my example, we will be able to put a 4x3 card without trimming. Okay, which I love. I love using those little 4x3 cards as much as I can. All right, so now next I'm gonna add a magnet here and a magnet there, but I'm gonna start with this side. I'm gonna try to take that out. I'm gonna place it like right here. Oh my goodness, my kids are going crazy again. My kids still don't have school for another week, so they're still pretty, they're not tired enough, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but it's okay. They can enjoy the time off. So I apologize for the noise. Okay, so now I think, I don't know which one I use, if a positive or a negative, but all it is just this side, right? Okay, so a positive. So I'm gonna take off this sticky here, and again, when I join these two, I want to make sure that this piece is completely standing up. Your 1/2 inch needs to be perpendicular to the bottom of the page, and we are gonna place it right here. See, and this is gonna hold the volume up. So now we're gonna open this up and start working on the inside here. So now I'm gonna use 3 more sheets here of my heavyweight cardstock and just cut them at 5 1/2, which is right half of this paper. And I'm going to do the same here. So I say 3, right? So we're gonna do 3, 2, and 1 more here. So we have 3 pieces. And so each one of these, I'm gonna score, oops, this thing, get that out. So each one of these, I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. Oh, sorry, I'm a mess. 1/2 inch, okay? So we're gonna score, fold, and add our tape to each one of those. Okay, so I have all 6 of them with tape, and I'm just making them really flat. So now I'm gonna go back here on my folio, opened, and we are gonna start building this fun, it's kind of like a waterfall on the way, but it goes sideways. So I'm gonna peel off a little bit of the tape again, and I'm gonna place these on the left. Now you wanna make sure, oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you. Okay, so these ones need to be a little bit smaller. So I apologize for that. The reason why is because I don't want these pages to be touching the top or the bottom. So I'm just gonna take about 1/8 of an inch on each one. on the side. So I guess I should have said that just a little tiny bit. I should have said that before you added your tape, but it's okay. So I'm just gonna trim them all and be right back. Okay, so sorry about that. So I'm going to do this again. I'm gonna peel off this tape and I'm gonna start by placing the ones on the left. Again, you want to stay away from your score line here, so you're gonna be just away from that just a little bit, just like that. Make sure you're center up and down. You're just a little bit smaller than the page. Oops, I broke the tape again. So peel it from this side now. Okay, so then we're gonna do 3 on the left and 3 on the right. So now I'll grab the second one and I will place it right on top of this one, just like this. So I have number 2, and then I do this one more time here. Take the tape off, place it right on top, just like this. Take that tape off, and oh my goodness, what is with me today? I keep breaking the tape. Okay. All right, so we have 3 on the left, and now we're gonna do the same on the right. So I'm gonna peel off my tape, and so these ones are gonna go on the other direction. Again, away from your score line, just a little bit away from it. 1. I mean, it really is simple making these folios. It's just a little bit of a, you know, time-consuming cutting and adding the tape. And to me, the most time-consuming part is adding the design paper, because it's, you know, you're playing with the designs, you're trying to see, you know, what matches, how to decorate it, and all that. So, so now number 3 here. But the construction, it's always the fun part for me. It's fun, it's fast, and yeah. Okay, so now this is number 3. So now I have all 3 here. So the way this is gonna go is this is gonna close like this, and like this, and like this, and like that. All right, and now before we finish with this center panel, I'm going to add the 2 flaps on the top here. All right, so I'm going to cut this along the smaller side here at 6 1/4 by 4 and just an 8. Okay, just 4 and an 8. So I'm gonna do 1, and the second one 4 and an 8. Okay, so those 2 pieces, I'm going to score 1/2 inch along the 6 1/4 side for both. Just like this. Fold your score tape. I'm just gonna really quickly do it here. 1 and 2. Okay, just like this. And now we're ready to put these 2 into our folio, which I'm going to open, and bring this down here. And so I'm going to place these 2 on the left. So I'm gonna start on this one, right along the top. So number 1, and then this second one right next to it here. And I am giving a little tiny bit of space in between them, as you can see. You see my hand? Tiny bit of space, just so they don't touch and get all stuck with each other. All right, so now we're done with the center. and that will hold up like that and close. So I'm gonna use a new sheet of paper and cut it along the smaller side here at 5 3/4 by 10. Okay, and another one at 5 3/4 by 9 3/4. So just a little bit smaller. Okay, so these two pieces I'm going to score at 1 inch and 1.5. So I have one, and the second one as well at 1 inch and 1.5. Okay, and now again I'm gonna fold these, and I'm going to be adding my tape on this 1 inch side. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab my folio once again, and now we're working on this panel here. Okay, so we have two different pieces here, and they're almost the same. One is a 1/4 inch smaller. So the one that's slightly smaller, we are going to place along the top. So let me get my tape off. Where's my tool? Okay. So I'm just gonna go this way, sideways. And so to add it, you wanna fold these flat, and then we are going to go right on the center here. And be very careful not to touch your score lines. Here we go. So that is the top. And now we're gonna do the same on the bottom. Oh, I can't do that with my hands. Okay. So this way. And now we place the longer one on the bottom here. Again, make sure you are right in between those two score lines. And I'm gonna take off this tape. Okay, so now we have something like this. So the top is gonna go down first, and the bottom is going to come up. And now we are going to place a magnet up there and here. So I have my magnet here, and here's the sticky part. So before I close this, I wanna make sure I stand this up and hold. I'm gonna place my finger under this 1/2 inch gusset and make sure it's standing up, and just align the top here, and that's where the magnet is going to sit. So that way you want this piece perpendicular to your page, just like this one here. All right, so now we have that, and we can go ahead and work on this front here. So new sheets, I'm gonna cut it at 5 1/2, which makes these two equal. And now I'm going to score at 1/2 inch and a 3/4. Okay, so you're giving this a 1/4 inch gusset, 1/2 inch and 3/4, and I will do the same on this one, 1/2 inch and 3/4. So now I'm going to fold along those two score lines, 1 and 2, and place my tape right here on this last 1/2 inch flap. Okay, so the same on this other one. Just fold along your score lines, and let's add the tape, just like so. Okay, so now we're gonna bring the folio back in here. And so on this one that we just added, on the very front, we are going to place one on the left and one on the right. So let's see here, peel the tape. So for now, we are laying these ones flat with the 1/4 inch gusset, just so we can see how it's going to sit. I'm going to make sure that it's align to the bottom and to the left side before I close these, and also on the top here. Okay, so this is a little bit difficult because it's kind of floating on air, but if you just hold this corner and press hard, then we can go ahead and just remove this tape, just like so. Okay, and now we're gonna do the same on the other side. Oh, it never works with my nails. Okay, so same deal, just the other side. So I'm gonna open this up for now, and I'm gonna make sure I lined the top here and the side. And now I'm gonna press this down and get this tape off. Okay, so now you can go ahead and stand up your 1/4 inch little gusset. Give it a little gusset, and we go ahead and add more magnets. Okay, so now we have this piece here, and we're gonna come back and do the waterfall, but first let's finish the pocket that goes inside the very back panel. So I'm gonna grab another sheet. Okay, so this goes like this. Okay, so I'm gonna grab one more sheet here, and I'm gonna cut these at 6 1/4 by 4. Okay, and I'm going to score along the 6 1/4 side at 1/2 and 1. Then I'm gonna turn this around and I'm gonna do 1/2 and 1, and then one of the sides I'm gonna do 1/2 and 1. Okay, so it's almost like a pocket with 2 score lines. And now I'm gonna go and just cut this like this and like that. Okay, again here, just gonna go like this and like that. And now what I'm gonna do is fold along each score line. So what we're doing is creating a pocket that is having a little bit of dimension, so we can add a little booklet inside instead of just having a flat pocket. So now if we stand up all the pieces, it looks like this. Okay, and for this step I prefer to use glue. So I'm gonna open this up all the way here where we're working, which is this back panel, and we're gonna add glue, 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 and place our pocket down. Now I'm not gonna do this right now because first you wanna cover this piece here with your design paper, and then you're gonna add your pocket. So I'm gonna leave it here for whenever I'm ready to add my paper. But don't forget to, when you glue it, you're gonna make sure that your pocket sides are perpendicular, standing up before you glue them down. All right, so for now I'm gonna leave mine there just as it is, and now we can come back and do the waterfall here. So to build my waterfall, I'm going to cut these at 5 1/2, just like that, by 4 3/4. So I'm gonna put these two together, and I'm gonna cut these at 4 3/4. Now this is the piece that we're gonna use for this waterfall, but these little leftovers we are gonna use for a second waterfall, so just keep them on the side here. We're gonna need that. You are gonna need 9 pieces of these. So again, I'm gonna cut these at 5 1/2 by 4 3/4. Oops. So now I have 2, 4, so we need 9. Okay, all right, so now these pieces we are going to score along the 4 3/4 inch sides at 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna do the same for all. I'm going to, oh, I grabbed 2. Whoops, do that one later. I'm going to fold along the score line. I'm gonna add my tape, and I'm also going to round the corners for each one right here on the bottom. Okay, so you are gonna do the same to all of the 9 pieces. So this is actually a good step to use glue. I'm actually going to be using glue instead of the tape just because it's a little bit faster, and then it gives you a little bit more time to adjust your waterfall. But I'm going to start with the first one, which I already added the tape, so that's okay. I'm going to just place it along the top, and then you want to make sure you are centered on the sides as well, from here to here. So, okay, so that's that piece, and then I'm gonna continue building my waterfall using my glue. So just like this. So now when I add my waterfall, I always close it back up and make sure these are still aligned. And then I open it again and I continue adding my pieces. So one more here. And close it. Whoops, this one didn't stick. So I'll press it down. And here we go. So I'm just gonna continue and I'll be right back. Okay, so then I'm done adding all my waterfall pieces. And so like I said, we use 9, and then the last one you can decorate, add your paper here, but on these ones I will suggest you don't add paper. That way you have more room to add pictures and you don't make your waterfall too bulky, because after you add pictures it is gonna expand a lot. All right, so now we are ready to work on our final panel, which is this one over here. Is the smallest one and it's going to be super fast. So I'm gonna move this along, and remember we have these pieces that we already cut, and they were actually our scrap pieces from our waterfall. So I'm going to do the same thing that we did, but this time I'm gonna score along the 5.5 inch side, because these are going to be portrait orientation, and I'm going to fold right along the score line, and again I'm going to round my corners. So I'm gonna start by doing this to all of them. Okay, I have all my pieces here, and now I'm gonna start. So you're only gonna need 8 of these for this step compared to 9 on the last waterfall. So I'm going to do 7 on the top here. I'm just gonna center this up. Okay, and I think no, we're good. I mean, if you like, we can cover these. You could cover this first, but I didn't on my other, so I'm not gonna do it this time because you only have a little bit of black on the side, but you're welcome to cover this panel first. So I'm going to do 1 on the top, and I'm going to start building down from there. So here's number 2. And the last one, once I get there, I'm actually going to glue it upside down. So I'll show you that. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna finish doing all of these ones. Okay, so I am done building the waterfall here, and I'm down to the last piece. So this last piece, like I said, I'm going to place it upside down. So to do that, I'm just gonna grab the last one here, put it down, and I want to make sure I am centered side to side with this one. I'm on the same line, and just like that. And the reason why I put the last one upside down is because when I close all of these, I'm going to add a magnet right here and right here, and that is going to be the closure for my little waterfall on this side. So here we go. Now we have our little closure for our waterfall. So I think we are done. So all we have left to do is okay, so hold on, let me close this up like this, and close it like this, and close it like that. So if you want to know how I make the booklet for the inside, I will share with you really quickly. So all I'm gonna do here is grab a normal 65-pound weight, and I'm gonna cut these at 5.5, which is right at half, and I'm going to use 2 of these. Okay, so then these I'm just going to score right at half, which is 4 1/4. And I'm gonna do the same to all 4 of these, just like that. Whoops. So I have 2, 3, fold these again, and the last one here, 4. Okay, so the way I connect these are like cards, right? So the way I connect them is I'm gonna grab some of my scrap pieces. So for example, this one, but you want to make sure it is not heavyweight. So here, I have a scrap piece right here. And you're gonna make sure these pieces measure 5 1/2 by 1. And you are going to need 3 of these. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so these little pieces we are going to score. Oh, where did I put that? Here. So we score at 1/2 inch, just like this. And then we're gonna bend these like that. And then all I'm gonna do with these is connect them. So this is gonna be my connector. So I grab one and I place this opposite to the opening side. So not the opening, but this side. Place that right there. I'm gonna add again my glue, and then I place the second one on top of that, and that way I build them up. Okay, so I do 2, then I do another connection, then the next one, the connection, and then the last one, and then you will have your little booklet that will go inside your pocket. So that is it for this tutorial of the base of my little folio. I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. I hope that I was able to inspire you to make your own. I'm gonna put that right here so I can finish it when I'm ready to add my paper. So I'm just gonna put this here. And if you do make this tutorial, I would love for you to share with me your end result. I want to see how you made this your own. So I do have a Facebook page called Rosa Kelly Scrapbooking. So you can always post your pictures there, or you can post your pictures and just do like a hashtag Rosa Kelly Scrapbooking. That way I can find you. I can find your post. So yeah, so this is just really quick how I decorated mine. And yeah, so very cute. These are the 4x6 cards that I did in here, just like that. And then this comes down, and this is that multiple pages that we added here. So yeah, so lots and lots of room for pictures. I believe for this album you can add like 70 pictures. And all this is one of the cards that I just backed on cardstock and just glued down here on the bottom, so you can tag things on that. Oh, and then same thing here. I added this, I backed these 4x3 on cardstock, so, and then I just glue the sides so we can create this cute little pocket. So yeah, so that is it for today. I hope that you guys enjoy these. Please let me know what you think, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.